Fine by me.
That's great, and I'm glad that that's fine by you because we are live. WWE Elimination Chamber just went off the air, and we have discussions here. I mean, there's so much to talk about. I think we had two solid Elimination Chamber matches. We had that segment with The Rock, and we're going to talk about that. We also, oh man, I'm sorry, I don't even have all the words here together to talk about all this stuff because we're going to be talking about and we got what is usually our fifth host right here, one Miss ShaySawyer. He finally did it, and we got George. What's going on, George? Oh my gosh, that ending was awesome. It's interesting. Real quick, I'm sorry. We're supposed to do this thing. This is the Big Pop Theory podcast. This is the Elimination Chamber result and review show. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Poober. On my side, I don't know if it's my right or left because I'm so terrible at this as he's drinking. Is that Coca-Cola?
Yes, it is.
As a Pepsi guy, I'm very offended. But we got the Usias Haitian, Jean Baptiste. We got the smartest man in the room at the bottom right here, Rich Kings. And we got our favorite casual, Mark Wins. All he does is win. I honestly, singing that song made me wish DJ Khaled was here because at least that would have been interesting because I'm still trying to figure out why was Trevor Scott there? What the hell was that about?
Those goosebumps every time. Sorry.
Oh, is that what he sings? Because I have no idea what he does.
I mean, he's there for marketing. Like he's well known in the music field, in the music world. Well known.
Okay.
He's not well known in the ring. Like he added nothing.
No.
He added nothing to that segment. Like he didn't even have the decency to hold the belt properly. I think that's what pissed me off like the most. Like when they were leaving, he didn't even have he had the Rock's belt and he didn't even show like.
Oh no, that was the hardcore champ. You talking about the one he came out with? That was a hardcore championship that he had.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with the way he held that belt.
He did hit Cody Rhodes a couple of times though, guys. You missed that. And he dropped Cody Rhodes too.
He hit Cody, and the way he's carrying the belt, like Roman Reigns carried his belt similar when he first won the WWE title. Like he used to hold it like over his shoulder, not much of the belt showing everything off the shoulder. Yeah, there's literally at that point there's no wrong way to hold the belt. You just hold the belt.
That don't bother me. I mean, if anything, if you're talking about unique ways of wearing the title, Undertaker and Bubba Ray used to do this too. They'll wear the championship around their neck. Yep. Oh, you remember it? Absolutely. Yeah. So there's different ways. So that don't bother me. I'm just saying I don't know enough about Trevor Scott to have any kind of infinity to be like, oh, I care. I'm just sitting there saying, well, why was he out there?
Well, which is fine. That's the thing.
So you guys Mr. Rockstein, you're gonna come out.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Rich King?
Oh, he remixed the Rock's theme. So
and I guess that's cool. It's just I could sit here and say for me, it didn't do nothing for me. But
I can say for me, I was upset and annoyed.
It's fair enough to have your opinions about it, but like I said, he's there for marketing. Like for you two, because y'all really don't listen to his music, which is fine. He's just a marketing strategy. Like Travis Scott is a big name, and that's all it really is. He's just a big name in the music world. You guys may have never heard of him, and there may be others out there that don't know who he is because they don't listen to his music. But he is well known in the music industry enough to where you can use him as PR and boost views.
I would. I don't know if he's the one who used for PR. Oh, absolutely not. Let's not do that. Like, if you want to do that, that's when you can get WWE 2K25, which comes out this Friday, by the way. I didn't realize all this stuff is coming out. Like, there's so much stuff going on here where, we still got to plan the plane tickets, right, Rich King? All these things. I'm like, oh, great, 2K25. And I feel like I have to get it this week so I can continue my tradition of creating what I think is one of the greatest entrances of all time. But we're jumping the gun here. We're talking about Trevor Scott. Why don't we save that for the end here? But and what's going on to Jeffrey? It's great to see you in the chat. He says, wow, this show was unbelievably shocking. Let me ask real quick before we break down these matches and give some thoughts here. I'll start with you, Jean Baptiste. What did you think about the show as a whole?
Really good show. Exceeded my expectations. Solid women's elimination chamber. The Tiffany Stratton match was pretty cool. The Kevin Owens Sami Zayn was actually really brutal. It's cool to see that kind of brutality again. Shocking ending with Cody and Cena. The men's elimination chamber was dope. Again, a shocking end to that. Like, if I was to give this show a good rating, this is a solid 9 off rip. I'd give it a solid 9.
Okay. All right. What about you, Rich Kings? What do you got?
No, I really agree with Jean Baptiste. It was a really great Royal Rumble. Oh, not Rumble. Oh my gosh, Elimination Chamber. So I was trying to think when you asked that question, what was the last Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that matched up to this, leveled up to this one? And I'm gonna have to actually watch a couple because I can't think of one that was just as good as this. Action Pat, even the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match was like. So I know Mark wins that. What is a sanction match? You point to this. This is a sanction match. That's what this is, right? So
turn off the lights.
There we go. It's like turn off the lights. There we go. Something's always turned off in here. So I think that was, give my opinion to that later on, but a solid 9 out of 10. I agree with Jean Baptiste.
Mr. Wynn, sir.
It was a wonderful pay-per-view from start to finish. I was even entertained by the one match that I didn't think I was going to be entertained by. Tiff and Trish versus Nia and
Candice
LeRae. Right, that's her name. Mm-hmm. I was even entertained by that. I would say there's a part of me that wants to go 9.5.
Okay, no. That's what George is saying.
So I'll say 9.25. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with a 9.25. It was I really enjoy. I don't think I've enjoyed a pay-per-view this much since that Survivor Series joint with NXT. I think that's the last time I enjoyed a pay-per-view that much.
Whoa! It's not like we might have to get you back for some more of these review and prediction shows when we do some wrestling stuff here. It was a fun show. I thought the Tiffany and Trish match was the weakest thing on the card, but it was still decent. And I mean, it's hard to kind of compete when you're doing 2 solid Elimination Chamber matches. Then you have and that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match. I mean, I was talking to Sawyer watching his pay-per-view. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my words here. And I said, I feel like I'm going to have to watch this match back because these guys have fantastic chemistry. I mean, these guys been friends for over 20 years. And there was that spot too. And I don't want to get too much into it because I want to get into the chamber first. But that spot with Sami, he does like a dragon or it's like this suplex that he does on the chair. And I always say, Kevin, why do you agree to these things? He always does these spots, and I'm like, what do you do? But shout out to Kevin Owens. But there was before we do start, I hope I upload this picture because Sami got on my damn nerve. But this picture made me laugh. WWE posted this on their Twitter. Deja vu, and Sami Zayn just getting powerbombed on the apron, and I can't express how much that makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh very much. It brings a sinister tear down my eye. Maybe I'm a heel at heart and I don't know it. Let's talk about this match. So why don't we open up with real quick though? You're watching this and we're on YouTube. We're still a growing channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification button. So when we do go live, you'll get to see our faces because we're here for the predictions and review. So please do that. Thank you.
And leave some comments below. Interact with us. We're glad to hear from you guys every now and then.
Oh, that was good. And you know what you get out of that? You get cowbell. I love Five Below so much. You get a cowboy. Everybody get a cowbell. There we go. Boom. But let's get into this Elimination Chamber. We have the women open up the show. We have Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Naomi. She made a cameo here. We have Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. These women opened up. We have Liv and Naomi starting off the match here. But we get a return from one Jade Cargill. I didn't think she was going to be here, honestly, guys. First off, she looks amazing. Wow. She does. Jean Baptiste, do you think you could do more push-ups than her?
No.
Okay, thank you.
That's not even a question. What? No, absolutely not.
But she comes back And she gets into the ring. She eyes Liv, and then she attacks Naomi. Now, I don't know if all you guys thought this, but I feel like it's universal. Everyone is saying Naomi did it. And she attacks Naomi. She beats the hell out of Naomi. And you have Bianca in the chamber. She's banging on it. She's telling Jay, don't do it. Please don't do it. And Jay doesn't even make eye contact with her, beats the hell out of her, slams the door on Naomi's neck. So now she's eliminated. Then you have who came in next? I'm sorry. Let me make sure I got
Bianca.
Bianca. Oh yeah, Bianca did come in. So Bianca, thank you guys. Bianca is distressed. She's just, and I think everyone counted her out. They were like, "Oh, this is probably a great way for her to," because now mentally she's messed up. She just saw her friend get taken out
by another friend. She's literally caught in the middle.
Yes, and that's going to be interesting how that all plays out here. But like I said, Bianca comes out. I didn't even write all this. My girl Roxanne comes out. I was actually hoping that she would have been in the last three. That's like how she was. She had that really good performance at the Royal Rumble, but it was fine. We have Roxanne. She comes out. I think next was
Bayley comes out next.
Ooh. This is you're actually showing me up at my place of work. I love that. That's good. That means you was taking notes. Bayley comes out, and I'm gonna say last was Alexa Bliss. Okay, I'm gonna make sure because she always goes off. We're not gonna talk about all the moves and everything going in here. These girls put on their working boots on. We have Liv eliminating Bayley. We got Bliss eliminating Roxanne. We got Morgan eliminate Bliss, and it looked like there's gonna be something there. Matter of fact, when I saw Liv and Alexa Bliss going against each other, I said this looked like a mirror match. You thought that too.
I agree.
But this match was fine. I thought it was great. Bianca, I mean, how can you not like Bianca? I was pointing out to me that the crowd was not feeling Bianca, but Bianca have this magic to her where you might not feel her in the beginning, but she will win you over as the match goes on. And that happened in Puerto Rico 2 years ago. When she went out there, they were cheering for Io, and Bianca performed her heart out and won her over. She did this one spot here. I'm sorry. I want to make sure we got some visuals here. I'm sorry that this stuff is not in order here. Alexa and Nikki Cross. Isn't Nikki Cross a SmackDown?
Yeah, Nikki's part of the Wyatt Six, but as of lately, every time Alexa Bliss has made an appearance, that Wyatt Six glitch would pop up. So it's guaranteed she's rejoining the Wyatt Six.
I mean, right. Okay. No, that's fair. I just wanted to point this out, this welt that Liv had from Bianca's hair.
Oh yeah, but Liv was legitimately bleeding in that match. She got hurt. I'm not hurt, but like she got beat up.
She took her ass open.
Mm-hmm. She did. Well, Liv is really good at that, though. She's really good for doing that. But Bianca gets the win. This is interesting to me because now that she has won, she's going to go against Rhea Ripley. But then there's this side story now where her two friends, like how you was mentioning, G. Baptiste, she's in the middle. Her two friends are going at it. And it makes me go like, I wonder how this is all going to play out. But well, I'll give you the floor first here, Mark Wins. Some of your thoughts about this match.
One of the things I noticed immediately was Naomi got no pop. Like, she came out and it was relatively silent. And I thought that was weird. And then, as if the crowd really didn't like Naomi for some reason, at least that particular crowd, when Jade attacked Naomi and they got her up out the ring, they were like, nah.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because literally the moment Jade attacked Naomi, the world already knew who attacked Jade. Like now answers there. Now everybody knows it's Naomi. Naomi's the heel. They actually did an effective heel turn for Naomi. She got the reaction that they wanted her to get. Like, you're a heel? Yeah, get the hell up out of here. You attack Jade? Get your ass up out of here. You don't deserve no title shot. I'm glad Jade whooped your ass.
I don't think that, though. I'm sorry.
We know for sure that it was Naomi that did it.
Whatever the reason,
but it's looking like Naomi. But
it's looking like Naomi did it.
I did want to tag a little bit on what you were saying there. So I hear what you're saying, Baptiste. But they were in Canada. Canada is, I'm not going to say they're backwards. That was such an outdated reference that they used to say like 20 years ago. But Canada has been known for, oh, you're the face, boo, you're the heel, cheer. They've always been something of they do their own thing. That's always what I got.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm glad they do their own thing. But in this case, like let's call it what it is. Attack happens on Jade Cargill. We all want to find out answers, and what's the best way to put the answer out there than having Naomi get her ass beat? Like, who else would know who attacked Jade but Naomi? And then you add to the fact that not only did you put me out of action, you took my spot and then lost my goddamn title while I was gone. Yeah, there's a grade A ass whooping coming your way, and you deserve it. Because remember, Naomi ate that pin. So you whooped my ass and put me out of action, took my spot, prancing around like, I want to find out who did it. Meanwhile, it was you all along. And then you ate the pin and lost my goddamn titles? Oh, yeah, there's an ass whooping coming your way. Checks in the mail.
What you got, Rich Kings?
Yeah, the match. This is really a really well orchestrated Elimination Chamber for the women's. Even the beginning, they didn't waste no time bringing out Jade Cargill. I thought that was brilliant. Let's not wait to see if there's gonna be interference. Boom, here it goes. I know some people might be upset because Naomi really didn't get a chance to really wrestle, but I think we've seen her wrestle enough in the last couple of years to get the idea. So I think Bianca winning. I think we're right on the prediction show that was the choice that you had, and she had a winning. I think it'll be a good match. But one thing I was trying to understand is why Io Sky is in this picture. So
you mean this one? She's going for the title on Monday.
Ripley tomorrow.
In the shot on Monday.
Basically, the story with Io Sky was she had an opportunity to enter the Elimination Chamber.
Oh my gosh, she's ruined
it. No, hold on. Let him finish. I want to hear what he's saying.
So what happened was Io Sky had a chance to enter the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Because of outside interference from Raquel and then Rhea Ripley getting involved, Io got disqualified unintentionally, and it ended up giving Liv Morgan a chance to go into the chamber. Rhea Ripley after a while says, you know what? I screwed you. My bad. Here's your title shot. So now it's unknown between Rhea and Io Sky because they have a match on Raw tomorrow night. Title changes hands. It's Io going to WrestleMania against Bianca. Title doesn't change hands. It's Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania. It's the only thing it has to do with it. Otherwise, once this match is done and over with, Io eats a pin and it's all right. Be gone. Go do something else.
I think we're definitely going to be getting that footage at some point. I don't know when, but Jay does got to say something on Friday.
Now, what needs to happen is if we get the footage and we need Naomi to come out. Yeah, I did it. I did it because Jade Cargill was we was out here winning the titles, but she was all here holding me back. Oh, and then she shows a bunch of footage, and then she shows Jade going through her own table. Yeah, we need something.
Going through her own table. Like people don't even get that reference. Like that is hilarious.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll get the footage. But
yeah, they'll get it. But Naomi's not going to be here Friday. She shouldn't be. She just got her neck was. They had her in a neck cast, so she shouldn't be showing up on.
Listen, Chad Gable got shot in the head and showed up the following week.
No, he was going. No. That's inaccurate. He didn't show up for another 2-3 weeks or something like that. He didn't show up right away. That's not true.
He didn't come back right away. I could have sworn he got shot in the head and came back maybe, if not a week later, maybe 2 weeks later.
It was like 2-3 weeks. I mean, it wasn't right away. He was off TV for a minute and then showed up. I mean, I do need if someone can clarify this, because maybe I am wrong. If someone can point out how long it took, but I don't think Chad Gable wasn't right away. And I think you stretch out the injury, the severity of the ass whooping that Naomi got. You got to remember, we have a lot of time still. We got, what is it, 49 days? I mean, I don't know. How many weeks is that? I'm sorry. I'm terrible with numbers here. What was that?
49 days, about 5 weeks.
That's 7 weeks.
Yeah, let us stay out for a week, maybe 2. Or maybe even do something where she's at home with the neck cast and sit here and say, yeah, I did it. That is a terrible. It sounds like Vin Diesel after doing something. I don't know. But yeah.
Breathing in too much exhaust fumes. It was always about family. Family.
There's a great picture I have in my phone. It's literally a guy holding up a sign and said, please stop making Fast and the Furious movies. And I agree. But I thought the chamber was fun. I thought it was fun. Really, really good stuff, and it's going to be interesting to see how all this stuff play out. So real quick before I get into the next thing here, we talked about the stuff with Naomi, and this is something I'm good with a triple threat, but I I would be good with one. I would prefer a one-on-one. I think a triple threat they would kill it, but I would just prefer a one-on-one at Mania because I feel like too. I've said this a lot. I feel like that's the match that they've wanted to do for a while, Bianca and Rhea, and now you got the opportunity to do it here. But also, if we do a triple threat, it wouldn't be a bad move at as well. But I wanted to say, with the stuff going on with Jade and Naomi, I'll ask. I don't know how familiar you are with these women here, Mark Wins, but there's this group in NXT. They're called the Meta Girls. How would you guys feel about Naomi having her own stable and it's the Meta Girls who back her up? And because she's gonna need all the backup in the world to take on one Jade Cargill. But how would you feel about that being a thing? I'll give you the floor first here, Mr. Jean Barista Batista Batiste.
That's what's her name?
Lash Legend. Yeah.
Lash Legend Jade Cargill would actually be a pretty good matchup. I would like to see that. I don't know about the tag team partner. I don't know too much about it. I've been more focused on Lash Legend, especially since the Rumba. But I have followed her in NXT.
Since the Rumba.
But I have followed her in NXT because I have seen her interact with Trick Williams when Trick had the NXT title. And it's pretty good to see. And I also saw a few tag matches with her on SmackDown.
That's the same. Her and Jakara Jackson.
Yeah. So I'm, out of those two, I keeping my eye on Lash Legend. That's the person you keep your eye on. But yeah, I would definitely love to see that. Her and Jade
just to because Jeffrey's saying Rumba, it's such a funny thing because we have our own lingo between us and stuff like that, and there was this thing. Rich King, do you remember that? Like, why did we say Rumba so much?
Taker.
Taker.
Was Rock in the Rumba? No, he wasn't in the Rumba.
Yeah, Rock wasn't in the Rumba. Was he in the Rumba? Rock running his mouth. That was the funniest thing. He really got upset. He really interfered.
I don't see fit for the Rock to be.
Watch that. It was 2002 No Way Out. 2002 was honestly my favorite year of wrestling. So I remember that. Now, me and Rich Kings used to have a kick out there. Like, was he in the Rumba? But Rich Kings, please, what do you think about that proposal of Naomi having backup in Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson?
I think that'll be dope. I think that'll be something I didn't see coming, to be honest with you. So I guess I must be misreading the tea leaves. But who's taking this woman out by themselves? It's like China. So you're gonna need some help.
You are gonna need help, and I think this is when you get Bianca and Jay going against these women. Now that's just a thought here, but it was something I was thinking because when Jade was on the car, I was like, I can't see Naomi pushing her, but I had to be explained to that all you gotta do is shove someone just right and they'll fall, no matter how big they are. So right, but she is gonna need backup. So just a thought here. Let's talk about this tag match. We have Trish. Oh my god, I think I fused them. Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton. It's a lot of TS here, guys. TS here, but these two women going against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I'll be honest, I don't think anyone expected the outcome being any different here, but still, I'll pass the floor. So, Mr. Wins here, why don't you take the floor first?
All right. So when I first saw Candice LeRae, I was remembering how Jean Baptiste last night was like, I don't care for Candice LeRae. And I understand why. Like, she has the aura of a sidekick's sidekick. Like, I don't... Like, you know how like there's Lakitu? She's the spiny that he throws.
That was a Mario reference for everybody.
Yeah, when I saw her, I was like, oh, they're absolutely losing this. There's no way, they have no chance of winning. Because no, she's not a sidekick. She's the sidekick. That said, she was decent enough in the ring, and by decent enough I mean she didn't look like she wasn't bad. She was cool, but it's just her aura. It was just not it. She had negative aura, and
he called her an NPC. You're not a main character or a side character. You're just an NPC in the background that just says a random line when you walk past it.
Yeah.
Real real quick to finish, because our other brother, he's not on, but we're going to say, hey, guy, talk about Crazy. So he's sort of on the show. We're glad that you're here. But please take the. I'm sorry, I didn't know if I interrupted.
It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, overall, the match was solid. It was was it the weakest match of the show? Yes, but was it a bad match? No, it was a really good match. Like I said, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. They nice and solid, predictable, a little slow, but we had the sidekick on in the ring, so you got to do what you got to do. It was just a nice, solid match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a little bit more than I thought it was. Predictable. Right. I did not expect Nia Jax to eat the pin, though. I'm not going to hold you. That was a little.
That was shot. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Other than that, solid match.
Real quick, I'm sorry, because we like to get into the commentary. I don't think he watched this pay-per-view at all, but I do appreciate this. Acknowledge the great Grand Slam Pooh as the head of the table. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very kindly. That is so kind. What do you got here? What you call it? Rich Kings. What do you got, sir?
I was going to say something else, but carry on. So I agree with Mr. Wins over here. It was not the best match of the night, but it was serviceable. Nice little a nice little match to keep you going. I think Trish Stratus was pretty great in the ring. I understand, yes, Nia Jax taking that pin didn't make too much sense, but when you think about what was considered a Super Bulldog, she got the finishers. She got the Kane special, right? So
yeah,
if you get the Kane special, you need to lose the match in that fashion, right? So I think it was pretty good. I didn't like the fact that I think I was texting you when she kicked Trish out the ring. Like, what was that about?
Yo, I think she was trying to get her in almost roll out. It's almost like a tap or whatever. But I didn't see that. I had to watch it on the replay, and I was like, yeah, that was weird. Why did she kick her out the ring?
Yeah, she was shoving her out.
Get out.
Because it wasn't a shove out. It looked like a kick. And I'm like,
it was a kick. It was a tippy kick. Yeah, it was a tippy kick.
And I'm like, yo, what is this heel turn? Are we not acknowledging this?
I mean, Tiffany is because she was originally a heel. She's now she's high fiving the kids and stuff like that.
And kicking legends off the ring. I don't understand.
Tweener. She's a tweener.
It was just, like I said, it was a serviceable match. Shout out to Nia Jax and Candice LeRae for some tag team moves they were actually pulling off in there. Listen, I like me some Nia Jax, so I'm a little biased. So it was a great match.
Oh, good. I listen. Nia deserves all the love and all the flowers in the world. I think that and I agree with what you were saying, how it was serviceable. Trying to get that out. I agree with Jeffrey in the chat where he says, nice way to slow the match down a bit. And, look, I mean, they just had a really big, that Elimination Chamber. I mean, I think you're on a high right now. Now they tried to, simmer it a little bit. So, like I said before, this was the weakest thing on the show. But by any means, was it trash? No, it was just weak. That's all. Baptiste, I'm sorry. Make sure you get your talking time. Let you get your shit in, kid. What did you think about this?
It was definitely what it was. It's fan service. It was definitely fan service. We got to see Trish Stratus again. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the match, I went to go find something to eat real fast.
What'd you get?
Ended up going to Domino's. Ended up having some good old fashioned Domino's. Wasn't too bad.
I love that for you. I love that for you. You deserve that. Did you spill any of the pizza on your shirt?
No.
Damn. All right. I gotta pray a little harder, but I'm glad that you said. I'm glad, but it was it was serviceable. I'm gonna practice that all night to make sure I get that out. Real quick too, before we get into, and yes, Jeffrey, 25 years of Trish, and Trish looked fantastic, by the way. I mean, what is she, 46, 47? Still look damn good. We get this Rock promo, and Rock love Rock. I have nothing bad to say about The Rock. Rock is getting ready to create the RCU, and I am fucking for it. There's this long video of him doing all these cool things, and all these movies, and some of these movies that no one even watched, because I heard no one watched Red Box or whatever that Christmas movie was.
Red One, I enjoyed
Red
it.
One. All right,
Cool.
well, I heard it didn't do good in the movies. I'm not saying it was terrible. I didn't see it. I just didn't heard.
It probably didn't because it probably
went straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it was all. I think it went straight to Amazon or something like that too. So.
Oh. Okay, there you go. But he's showing all these movies and all the celebs, and he's even showing some of the guys like Zelina Vega. She was in that movie, Fight with My Family. I'm trying to think of another. There was a few people, Roman Reigns even, and like they're just all these things. And I said, love Rock, and I sent you a video, Rich Kings. If you guys watch Family Guy, you'll get it. It's a thing where Julia Roberts, and she just says, me. This cracked me up. I said, Rock just loves Rock. I feel like the next thing Rock's just going to do one day is get on the mic and says, guess what? He's just going to say, my dick is just bigger than yours. I'm just waiting for him to one day say that because Rock just comes out here and just do all these things. So we get this. Yes?
I feel like there was a reason for that promo or that video package, whatever he did. There was a
to let us know that he's richer than all of us. That's no. Right. Go ahead. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
It is that, but it also it's like emphasizing, trying to like subliminally emphasize that point to like one Cody Rhodes, where it's like you can have this. This is what you can have. You can be this if you sell me your soul.
Mr. Wins, I hear what you're saying. I think it was more of a dig to John Cena when you think about it. Who's doing everything that The Rock is doing? John Cena. Has it been as successful as The Rock? The answer is no. So if you could have all this, I could make you the next me.
That too. But I feel like there was a whatever it was, whether it's a message to Cody or a message to Cena, it was definitely. It was more than just a promo. There was an underlying ulterior motive to it, and I thought I was laughing too because I'm like, yo, he's really doing this. Like,
well, this is my thing to you. Can you actually see Cody Rhodes acting? He does a bad job of it on the mic. Can you imagine him in Hollywood? It's not going to work.
He's done acting. I don't know how good it was, but he's done it.
Yeah, that's why you don't know because it wasn't good.
No, I know he was on CW. I know that. I just didn't.
You know what I'm saying? All right, you get it. That's all right.
I understand you, sir. But what was the next match here? Oh, we got KO and Sami Zayn. Honestly, this was just the match of the night here. I mean, I want to make sure I got this graphic up here. These two, they have such fantastic chemistry. They tore the house down. I think it was something that you said earlier, Jean Baptiste, that this match was pretty brutal. These guys went out there. I mean, and one of the things I like when they have hardcore matches or unsanctioned matches and stuff like that is them fighting in the crowd. Sometimes that just adds to this match is not a regular match. A few things I got here is I think Sami is a fool. He's wrestled Kevin Owens plenty of times, and you're gonna go for a superplex? There's a rule in wrestling. It's like one of the things in wrestling. KO don't get superplexed at all. Try to Google it. I bet you couldn't find it. Because KO, you know what he does when someone goes for a superplex? Counter. And I love that. I love that he sits here and says, and it's a catchphrase of mine, I know all your moves. And he just does it. Fantastic. I said earlier the spot where KO got that suplex on the chair. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But the spot that got me the most in this match was when KO powerbombed Sami on the apron. I loved this. Matter of fact, I actually got a little upset here because we do prediction shows and we go with picks. And I picked Kevin Owens. I said Kevin Owens should win this. He lost at the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn is someone in this position where he loses, but no one's going to sit here and say like, oh man, this guy, throw a rag at him because this man's washed. Or what's that catchphrase people say? Put the fries in the bag.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Fries in the bag. You're done.
But no one's going to, I don't think anyone's saying that about Sami. So I just said, no, I don't think Sami really needs it. So when he went for the hula kick, I said, "Oh, that don't look good." I said, "Nah, kick out Owens." Owens kicks out, making us Canadians proud. I'm very proud to be a Canadian. But I did love the spot here where KO does the power bomb, and after the power bomb, Sami tries to fight back. You see him like hitting, but you can see his arms. It's rubber. It's like because he's beat up. He has a broken neck. You're a fool. You got in the ring with a broken neck, and he's swinging. He's hitting these Luigi punches. And KO just no-sells the shit out of it and power bombs him again. I said, fantastic. And then he pins him. Love all of that. Justice for KO. And he's getting ready to beat him up some more. And Michael Cole's losing his shit. He's sitting here going like, come on, you already won, you bastard. Michael Cole has a very dirty mouth, by the way. But
vintage Michael Cole.
Vintage Michael Cole. And as KO, it looked like KO was about to power driver Sami on the floor. We have Randy Orton's music. Randy comes back. Let me ask you guys this. Did Randy Orton look a little slimmer? He looks lighter because when he came back, he was a lot bigger, but he looked a little slimmer. Just a little. Not much, but it looked like he dropped some weight.
If he did drop weight, it's definitely not noticeable because ever since he came back from that 18-month injury, he just came back jacked, and for whatever reason, I can't see him smaller. Like I almost forget what he looked like when he was a lot more leaner and not as jacked. Same with AJ Styles. Like AJ Styles was
AJ's jacked,
thin, lean person, and he goes to injury, comes back, and he's jacked. Like this Orton's still jacked. Like just as jacked as when he came back from the 18-month injury last year.
But yeah, I agreeing with Jeffrey. Jeffrey said the brainbuster on the chair was nuts. Right. There was a brainbuster. Like, that was ridiculous. And poor Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson has been doing this since I was a kid. I remember him in WCW. And poor guy get clotheslined like how he did. I was like, damn, KO, you didn't have to do that. But I also said, damn, Charles, you need to get in the ring. But, Rich Kings, I want to give you the floor. What did you think about this match? And Randy Orton's return?
I thought the match was actually pretty good. And we were connecting a few moments ago. I was like, Mark was asking, what's the sanction match? I'm like, so moving forward, this is what you call a sanction match. This is the definition. It was everything you needed and more. It was heavy hitting, fast paced, didn't really need to slow down. It slowed down just enough, and it sped back up again. So many moves through the table. The fisherman carry suplex that was done. This is what I would say. The match was amazing, 10 stars. I think the execution and how perfectly landing everything was. Like sometimes when you or have these hardcore matches, these sanction matches, things look a little sloppy. This was clean, hardcore, pure action. Like I felt like I was watching ECW, but professionally perfected. Because ECW is kind of sloppy. People just running around looking crazy. So this was it was a taste of ECW, but it was just Bret Hart would be proud. I was thinking about Bret Hart when I was thinking about a sanction match. If he was to direct one, this would be the definition of a sanction match.
Will you stop bringing Bret into these things? Bret would. But
they were safe and they protected each other.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Bret would definitely give him 5 stars. Like no one got hurt, and that's the right way. He'll probably sit here and say, "You guys were safe," unlike Bill Goldberg. Yes, absolutely. There is, and I'm glad Jeffrey's mentioning some spots, and I'll give you the floor next. Mark wins, but he was mentioning that the 2 table spots. Right, there was like a few. Because we don't touch every little thing that happened here, but the table spots are cool. I always pop at I won't say always pop, but still, when I see a table spot, sometimes I'm like, that's cool because it's so wrestling. Like sometimes I want to do it in my daily life, like someone just go through a table. But Mark wins. What did you think about this?
Excellent match. Wonderful match. Unsanctioned match. It was a fun match. I don't want to say from the start they did the thing in the ring, and it's like, guys, I thought this was unsanctioned. Why y'all doing sanctioned stuff? But they got to the unsanctioned stuff really, really quickly. Brought out the hockey stick because Canada, and then they brought out the chairs. They set up the tables, left the tables there, went out in the crowd, got hit with the garbage can. I thought KO at one point was going to roll down the stairs, but I guess they're not, stunt doubles, so they don't know how to do that, which is fine. That because the stairs is probably really hard. But so it was just something that I had a thought. It's not a knock on the match at all. It was a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
There were 2 different table spots, right? Because somebody got sent to a table and then somebody got sent to 2 tables. Yeah, they
Sami, yeah.
Sami got his
ass kicked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about this match. I was like, wow. Other than like the barbed chair, the barbed wire chair, which was a cool that looked really cool. I was like, oh, they did this. Oh, we're doing this today. I love it. I love every second of it. Sent that man through the whatchamacallit, but I knew it wasn't over because he was still moving. Like when he got hit with the what was that he got hit with on the chair?
Oh, you mean the you talking about the suplex?
It was a suplex on the barbed wire chair.
Oh, I forget.
Yeah, what is it called? Not a chicken wing. It might have been a chicken wing suplex.
Oh, you're talking about like when he have the arm and he suplex you. It's like a half dragon suplex. I know you. Okay.
Well, when
Shinsuke Nakamura does it too.
Well, when he half dragon suplex KO onto the barbed wire chair, I'm like, this match is not over. Like this man is real. This man is alive. His adrenaline's kicking because he's hurt. Oh, it was.
And he's pissed.
Right. So it looked good for Sami in that 1 second, but I was like, nah, this isn't done. And then he just proceeds to get his ass whooped for the rest of the match. But I enjoyed it. And then the boy Randy Orton comes out and saves Sami. Like I don't think that was his intention. It was just
no, he wanted to beat. Yeah.
But then what happens? Then and then he security decides to stop Randy Orton from hurting Sami. I mean, from hurting KO when KO was absolutely destroying Sami after the match. Like the bias is real. Like I guess security don't like Sami. I don't know what Sami did to security, but
I thought that was hilarious though.
Right.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because when Randy was going for that punt, the security there, you would have thought someone was getting shot. Right. The way they like no, we can't do that. Yeah.
Protect the president, right? And then everybody got RKO'd and it was like, yes, you get an RKO, you get an RKO, you get an RKO. It was like that. It was great. It was wonderful. I enjoyed the match. 10 out of 10 match. Absolutely.
Jade and Randy both came back for revenge in a span of 2 segments. Yeah. And honestly, I expected Randy, not Jade, not so much. So yeah. Was that chair Bob with barbed wire plastic? Because he did. Yeah, we didn't get no color there. That was weird. I thought like when he would get up, there would be like a little bit. There was nothing there. So yeah, that was kind of weird.
It probably hasn't it always been plastic? Well, not always, but I feel like the barbed wire has been plastic for some time now.
I couldn't tell you. I have no answer.
I wouldn't know at all. But then again, a lot of people don't realize some of the like back then what they thought was barbed wire was actually razor wire, which is extremely sharp. So I can't say.
But Batiste, I don't think you got your thoughts. But what did you think about this match?
10 out of 10. Like this was literally a brutal, hardcore street fight type match. And it was something I haven't seen in a long time. So definitely shout out to the boys, even though they've done this countless times again, they've always found a way to make it more innovative and make a match more interesting. So 10 out of 10. Solid. Absolute good match.
I think we're all in agreement here. It was a fantastic match, and I think honestly the match of the night. And it's going to be interesting to see how things go moving forward because now it looked like KO is moving from Sami to Randy. And now, someone, I was watching a Unpopular Review. They do a SmackDown on Saturdays, and a lot of people were trying to figure out, like, hey, is Sami going to be on WrestleMania? And I'm like, he's definitely going to be at WrestleMania. But now it's like, what is his path, though? What is going to happen? Do we do a triple threat with Randy, KO, and Sami? Because I don't know if we're totally done with Sami and KO yet. And then Randy won his revenge. So what are we doing here? What do you think here, Rich King? You're just one.
I would say probably Sami's probably going to be written off until after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Take the floor after Rich Kings, please. Rich Kings, please.
You know, Jeffrey, I'm gonna tell you this. No, I mean, Jeep tap tease. I'm gonna tell you what your father told us back in the day. Sit up when I'm talking to you. So let me tell you this: Sami Zayn triple threat match.
What happened? Wait. I think you're muted. Yeah, what happened?
I don't know what happened there. So what did you hear last?
Nothing.
Triple threat match, and then that was it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it should be a triple threat match. I think that Randy Orton versus KO will be phenomenal by itself. We don't need to add him in there.
Sure.
I think it'll be a great. So you know what I would say? A comp I would give Sami Zayn and KO. They kind of remind me of the matches that Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle used to have back in the day. Just phenomenal chemistry. Just you know you're gonna get a good match, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. Sami Zayn could be a host.
He could be a host. What do you mean? So he's there.
Yo,
what do you? No. He's going to be on the card to actually look. I hear what you're saying. No. You're definitely comedy relief because what? What are you talking about? Why would he just host? Like, I wouldn't even have Sami. I don't think Sami could be a good host. Like someone like The Miz, that he's good for that. Rock. There's certain people could be really good at that. I don't think Sami is that guy. Sami, he's gonna have a microphone and
have you seen the last hosts we've had?
Who's the last host? Help my memory here.
Exactly. Carry on.
You think you're saying some good stuff here, and honestly, no. But I'm in agreement with you about that being a singles match. I guess everyone's trying to figure out, and Jeffrey's pointing out because there is something with Sami and Karrion. Now, the question I have to you, Jeffrey, is: do you see that being at Mania, or do you see that as a television match? Because I don't know if that's going to be a WrestleMania. Part of me think that's going to be like almost a side thing Sami does before Mania. Jeffrey has a really good point here. He says, shout out to Jeffrey, because he's really like one of the boys with us. So we got to salute our boy here. But he's saying Sami did host the Bloodline thing, and I honestly fucking forgot about that. So yes, there was that. I guess we could just get into this males elimination chamber match here, right, boys? We had I honestly thought, I bless you. Did someone sneeze?
No,
that was just the Miz hosting WrestleMania. But carry on.
Jesus.
There's a picture I want to highlight here. This was from the show, and I think I'm definitely putting this in my meme folders. But there's this guy. Look at this guy. He was shook by this match with KO and Sami. He didn't know what to do. I don't even know why WWE even put the camera on him like that. Like that, he probably sitting there saying, "Damn, bro, you caught me at my worst." Because like, what the hell is that? Like, I would never. I just probably would never go to a WWE event again. Like, because I'm like, yo, y'all doing shit like that? That's kind of foul.
But this is not the first time. Remember the dude when Undertaker lost the streak? That face.
Can't forget it.
That is so legendary. There was this random black lady. It was a few years ago. I think it was like Extreme Rules, and they just zoomed in on her for no reason. Like, she never did anything. She just zoomed in on her. It was just random. And I think even people said, "Why did they zoom in on her?" Weird.
Because you know what? I'm gonna shut the hell up. That now's not the time or place for that.
Oh Lord. We got this was. I want to say it was the main event, but The Rock said, "Not when I'm in the arena." I'm sorry. The Rock loves The Rock, man. But we have Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and CM Punk. I mean, when I saw this, I said, man, this is a star-studded chamber here. Hey, what's going on? We have our good friend Steve. Steve, what's going on? Glad to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Also, Jeffrey mentioned that he could see this being a television match talking about Sami and Karrion Kross. I could see that being the same thing as well. And there were a lot of faces. There were, but I caught that one. I caught it on Twitter. So that was the only one I saw. But I did see a few other ones. And Jeffrey says, "What up, Steve?" It's a nice little family community here. I thought this Elimination Chamber was great. Opens up with Cena. What's the Cena? I'm sorry. I barely took that.
No, it opened up.
It was
McIntyre and Seth Rollins. McIntyre and Rollins started, I think.
I think it's so great. No, because Mark said it first, but it was almost Jean Baptiste. Like, when you say the answer, but then you call on the person who raised their hand and you just take the answer away from you. Jean Baptiste has been stealing a lot of stuff here lately, Mr. Baptiste. Mr. Baptiste. Rich Kings, what is it that you said Jean Baptiste should do when he's addressing us and talking?
Sit up when we're talking to you.
Yeah, peasants. I don't address you peasants like that.
Wow. So we got effed up shit happens all the damn time in wrestling is in Canada, ain't it? Don't do that to Canada. Canada is a fantastic. We're great. Us Canadians are great. I should have worn my Bret Hart shirt. I feel like I messed up. Yeah. But Seth and Drew opens up here. Drew is just so obsessed with CM Punk. I feel like now I want a video of like Drew anytime he does something and like CM Punk is doing something and then you have Mariah Carey's I'm upset. Why are you upset? What was it? Obsessed?
Why are you so obsessed with me?
Boy, you. And I guess like Drew is dressed up as like Punk or something like that. Yeah, he would be dressed as Punk, right? It's been a long time since I saw that video. It's crazy and it's so funny. And you know what's so funny about that whole thing here? Everyone knows not a big fan of Nick Cannon, but Nick Cannon stood up for his wife, and I thought that was so cute. I said, "Look at him, look at him." I said, "Are you standing up for yourself?" Oh, I was confused there for a minute. So Seth and Drew opens up. Priest comes in next. We have Logan Paul after. John Cena is the fifth man, and Punk. How did you word this here? Fun fact, Jack. KO had a Bret Hart jacket. See. I saw that. I thought it was beautiful, man. KO has respect for Canada, unlike Drake and Sami and that one kid from Degrassi. I forget his name. I think he was like Kid 5. Disliked him 100%.
Not Kid 5. What the?
Jean Baptiste, please don't die on air. Like, get it together. Oh my God. Now he's coughing. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed here. Look at us. We're all professional and this guy's laying down. Unbelievable. But I thought this was good. I mean, I thought this was star-studded. Priest eliminates Drew. Drew loses his shit because he's like, nah. And there's a story here. And please, I would like to be corrected here. But the story to me is that Priest always beat Drew. I don't think Drew has ever beaten Priest. I can't recall. Maybe it was that one time. No, right? And Drew's probably like, he's so obsessed with Punk, but now he's about to change that energy and have it on Priest. He claymores the absolute hell out of Priest. Priest gets pinned. He gets eliminated by Logan Paul. Logan Paul did it was a decent frog splash. It was a really, really good frog splash. He gets out. I'm going to make sure I got this all right here. Paul eliminated Priest. Okay, then Punk, later on, he eliminates Logan. He hits him with a GTS. So he gets his revenge on Logan Paul. And then it's Seth. And I thought this was a really cool, like, final three. You know? Like, Seth, Punk, Cena.
History. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think you're onto some good stuff there. You're saying good stuff. You're not on good stuff. I'm sorry. I wanted to make that clear. I made it sound like it was an episode of Power. I know. I'm so sorry.
You wouldn't be too far off.
I know. I could tell how you're going to have a conversation with me after the show. But yeah, this was the big three. I did like this part here. I'm a big Bret Hart fan, as you guys know. So when he did the heart attack, Cena's holding him and Punk runs and hit the clothesline. I said, bless your heart, man. And Seth Rollins, he gets eliminated. I mean, I think Seth Rollins got eliminated badly. Like, he got the GTS and then the attitude adjustment, if I'm correct. Gets pinned. Now it's Cena and Punk. Throughout the match, it looked like they were trying to get to each other, but they kept getting interrupted. But they finally had these two going one-on-one with each other. And it doesn't go too long here because Seth, right here, I immediately said, damn it, Seth. Because I had Punk winning. So when he curve stomped him, I said, bro.
Yeesh.
And when Cena, and here was something I was mentioning to one ShaySawyer. So I'll say it again. I didn't have no thought about Cena turning heel just because I said, well, he's getting ready to retire. I don't see him in his retirement or like, hey, I might as well be a dick now. But there was something here that made me go like, whoa. So when he hit the curb stomp, he sees this and he takes full advantage. And if you know the John Cena character, that's just something he doesn't do. Think about this. 2011, Money in the Bank, when Vince was ready to screw CM Punk, and he sent John Laurinaitis to go out there. What did Cena do? He broke the hole, clotheslined him, stopped him from doing it, and says, I don't want to win this way, and then lost. This, he said, absolutely not. And he hit the hole on CM Punk. So
he was smart. He was smart. No, bump that. I don't care if it's face or heel. That is what you call great in-ring awareness. It's a no DQ match. Your opponent just got curb stomped by somebody who's already been eliminated. You take full advantage. I am proud of Cena. Stop this never give up attitude. No, you want your shot at WrestleMania? You take it by any means necessary. And guess what? Cena's now going to WrestleMania. Why? Because he took full advantage. I'm proud of you, Mr. Cena. I hope you get your world title.
It's going to be interesting here to see how this all go out. I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show about the whole Rock and Trevor Scott team up. It looked like they're getting ready to main event night 1 here. But yeah, no, Punk gets not Punk. Cena gets the win here. Let me give you the floor here first here, Rich Kings. What did you think about this match and some points and stuff that happened in the match? I mean, the floor is yours.
Oh no, I think it was a great wasn't a great Elimination Chamber match. This was like a great semi-ending to the show because The Rock he's the final boss, so the final chapter goes through him. So I think the Elimination Chamber itself was just a great Elimination Chamber. What I did appreciate, was I guess I want to say that it was
who's hitting you up, Elon Musk.
No. Somebody keeps texting me. Excuse me.
So
I appreciate it was just fast paced where there was a lot of stuff going on, and when there was individual action happening, you was able to watch an individual action take place. So I think it was a really good elimination chamber. Really great angles. I like how John Cena was taking out. John Cena was taking his time. So I think to your point that through some almost heelish tactics, like John Cena's really quick. He has that super strength, so he's getting right back up. He's fighting. No, he's taking his time. He's giving out specials, and I'm gonna ease outside and wait. He was an opportunist this whole entire match, which I appreciated.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that's what I called the most out of John Cena. What about you guys?
Yeah, Jean Baptiste Batista.
This match was absolutely amazing. You had two guys obsessed with Punk, which costed him dearly. Seth Rollins, you're a complete moron. You had Cena dead to rights, and rather than finish the job, you chose to go after Punk. Your obsession costed you a chance to go to WrestleMania. That's good for you. You're an idiot. You dress like one as well. John Cena, again, great in-ring awareness. He knows this is a retirement year. He has a chance to beat Ric Flair's record. Yeah, you're doing whatever it took. I was proud of that. Logan Paul, not surprising at all. His in-ring ability was amazing. Love that springboard clothesline he does. It's actually pretty cool. Him getting eliminated, well, you got your comeuppance. You want to sit there and test your might against certain people you have no business in the ring with at the moment. Be proud of the fact that you got to sit with greatness. Damian Priest, why were you here? Great match. Great Elimination Chamber match. Definitely a solid 8. I definitely give that match a solid 8.
Real quick before I give you the floor here, Mr. Wins here. Jeffrey asks, will we see Drew and Damian at WrestleMania? It's looking that way. I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a story there too. I mean, it could be a story that you're not interested in, but think about this. Last year, Drew was on top for 5 minutes. There's a joke there, I know. But Drew was on top for a few minutes, and Damian crashed the party and took the title away from him. So, I do think that we get Drew and Damian at Mania.
Beat him at Money in the Bank. Let's not forget he beat him at Money in the Bank.
Right.
There was another.
Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle.
Beat his ass then too.
Right. I'm sorry. Mark Wins. Floor is yours.
I know Jean Baptiste said who's Damian Priest, but every time I see him, he's either winning or they're protecting him. So, like, he won the Money in the Bank. How did he lose his title? He lost his title via interference. He and then the next time he loses against whatchamacallit, there was still some interference, although, Gunther looked stronger, but that's neither here nor there. And in this particular match, he eliminates
Drew.
He eliminates Drew, and he only loses because Drew is like, nah, son. Nah. and it absolutely crashes him with the Claymore kick. Then he gets followed up with the frog splash off the top of the chamber. So they're doing like it.
They invested in him.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how far they want to take Damian Priest because they're definitely doing things to like make sure he's on point.
I'm sorry, no one saw it. What you were saying what you were saying, but no one saw Rich King's face because he looked like he was getting ready to say "sheesh," because he was going to say, "Look how they massacred my boy." But go ahead, I'm sorry, because Rich King's is just hilarious. Like he knows. But go ahead, I'm so sorry.
But yeah, it looks like Damian and Drew is definitely happening at WrestleMania. Sure. I almost hope that Damian wins because I'm kind of over Drew. Like I get Drew had his whatchamacallit, and it's not Drew's fault, to be fair. It's just the way he's getting booked. He just doesn't look like he's that guy anymore. So
I agree.
And like I said, it's not Drew's fault. I think every time I see him in the ring, I do enjoy the matches that he is in, win, lose, or draw. But he's not being booked to be that guy anymore, for better or for worse. What else happened? Yeah, Punk eliminates Logan Paul, and then we got the whole Cena Punk Seth stuff, and that was pretty cool because they did the heart attack. So apparently Punk and Cena would have made a great team because they got Seth up out of there. Like they did the heart attack, then they had their little one-on-one. Then Seth comes back. He has seen like I said, Cena was dead to rights. But Punk is, I don't have the word for it, but everybody's like, we focus on Punk. We got to get Punk out of here, and you lose for it because he gets teamed up again. And then now he's mad, and he's like, all right, I'm curb stomping this guy. I'm over it. Which is going to lead to, I guess, Seth versus CM Punk stuff in WrestleMania as well.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead.
No, I was laughing at what you said. Is like, oh, they would have made a great team. Talking about CM Punk and John Cena. You say that, but for that locker room, that would have been a freaking nightmare to have these two together. Oh my Lord! Like, I don't know. It's just something about that just make me go like, that locker room. It's almost like, I mean, I'm sure Rock and Stone Cold lost tag team matches, but you get two of your top baby faces on the same side. Most of the time they were winning. Yeah,
but
so.
Wait, hold on. Jack, what's that Britney Spears song? That Toxic song?
Give me.
It would have been toxic.
We are awful at the song.
Like Punk and Cena's chemistry in the ring that tonight was really good. Like I knew they were good, but like the way they like flowed between, all right, we're cool, we're a team, to all right, we back at it. Then look at this guy, let's get rid of him, and then we're back at it again. It was I really like that little dynamic. That was really good.
What they should have what they should have done is that tag team move that they did in Fast and Furious. I think it was Rock and Vin Diesel. I think it was like a fucking Doomsday thing. I'm just throwing that out there because they had a tag team move.
It was definitely a Doomsday. I think Rock set up with the electric chair and Vin Diesel did that aerial clothesline. But no,
I just wanted to make a Fast and Furious reference. Go ahead.
And then so Cena wins. It's interesting that y'all saw all these things about Cena being an opportunist. I didn't see it, but I understand it now. Like, it makes a whole lot of
sense. Cena was literally the meme. You know that meme, and I think Mark Windsor gets this, where you know the one where it says Luigi won by doing absolutely nothing.
I don't think he did absolutely nothing though.
He didn't eliminate anybody. Now, granted, he got some licks in and stuff like that. Like, I think Punk got more eliminations than Cena didn't eliminate anybody. Well, the one person he pinned was
he didn't eliminate nobody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he came in fourth. No, he came in third or fifth.
No.
He was second.
He was like fifth. He was fifth. I will say fifth. Yeah.
He was second to the last, and I think by the time he came in, there was a couple people already eliminated too, right?
Priest and Drew.
Yeah, so there was hardly anybody to eliminate. So I guess he did technically do nothing, but like he didn't really do nothing because he teamed up with Cena. He teamed up with Punk to get stuff up out of here. Like,
okay, fair enough.
I hear it. I understand that too, where he didn't really do much. He didn't do much, but he didn't have to because Punk was. There's a word for it. Punk was the red herring. Punk was the red herring. Everybody's like, oh, Punk this, Punk that, Punk this, Punk that. Everybody that had a problem with Punk.
this man became D'Lo Brown. I was like, I think I just cracked my neck. Oh my god, bro became D'Lo fucking Brown. I love
Everybody that had a problem with Punk got eliminated. It's jokes to me. So
you're dealing with the real deal now. Woo! I'm so sorry. I'm about to do a shimmy leg drop on something too, but I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry. You did the D-Lo, and we had to sing and that's a bop. I want to throw that up real quick so everyone knows that D-Lo song is such a bop.
It is.
Like, I did that. I was ready to like shimmy leg drop a water bug, but I realized that would have been really ineffective. Shout out to D-Lo. Yeah, D-Lo was he was entertaining. He was very entertaining. But let's talk about this heel turn about John Cena here. I see Jeffrey in the chat, and he mentions that now he got like John Cena should go back to calling the attitude adjustment the FU. Here's my thing with Cena: if he's going to be a heel, cool, all right. It's how long has Cena been doing this? It's 20-something years. What was it, like 23, 24, whatever, right? Don't know. I don't have the exact numbers. But my mans, if we're doing this, Cena cannot be wearing the grandpa fives and telling people I'm going to beat you up. Like, I'm not taking you serious with that. Like, I see the soft shoes. I'm like, I need him to come back out with it.
I don't think you will. I think whatever Cena had planned for the so-called heel turn that was supposed to happen in 2011, he's probably going to finally debut it because I remember an interview a while back where with Chris Van Vliet, I believe it was, where there was a heel turn set. He had a whole theme recorded. He had a whole attire set. And when they went back on it, he just put it on the shelf. I think with this heel turn, we're probably going to see whatever we were going to see in 2011, he's probably going to debut it now.
And you know what? I think you're onto something, Mr. Baptiste. I think that I see that, but I think it's going to be updated, because so much years went by. So I can see what you're saying, and I think you're on to something. But I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, like him turning heel, and it felt that way. I mean, I looked at the stuff in the ring, but him also being in the ring when Cody came out, I'm like, okay, this is not your segment, dude. Get out. And he sits there, and after a while, I was like, because I just figured Cody was gonna say no. He's gonna say no.
That's the thing. When Cena won, I wasn't sure. At the time, I was not sure. Like, I was like. So Cena wins, and then Cody comes out, and I was like, "Oh, so the American Nightmares are really about to turn into a nightmare. This could be fun." But then I was like, "But is he actually going to do that?" And then I was like, "I don't know." It wasn't until he spoke where I was like, "All right, he's not doing it." It was like the moment Cody said something about da 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 soul, I was like. He's not.
But the backup plan was crazy. It was crazy. I'm just looking. I'm just like, oh, okay. The Hollywood boys are going to take over now. All right. And you know what? If you really think about it, when Cena first started blowing up, he was a heel. So I don't know. I guess call it poetic justice that he tends to end his career as a heel.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think he's ending his career like that. I think he's having a little bit of a heel run, and before it's time to hang up the boots, oh, forgive me, and all this stuff, and blah, blah. He's not ending as a heel. I don't believe that at all.
Right, because we have 10 more months on his contract. They kept saying that.
And then there's a possible 17-time world title. We don't know how this is going to play out because
I definitely believe that he's going to hit 17. That I totally believe.
I want it. I want it because I feel like if I'm wrong, let me know. Cody is probably better at chasing a championship than keeping a championship. So he loses the championship, and now Cody has to be back on the chase with final boss Rock and finally bad guy Cena. Yeah, I hope Cena wins this. I do.
I can agree. Cody's definitely better at chasing the champion. His story was more interesting when he was chasing it. Once he got the belt,
there was no
like this.
I wouldn't even say right away. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please take the floor. I'm so sorry, sir.
This run wasn't like it. Nobody's run's ever going to be like Roman's, but I expected better. I definitely did expect better.
I think Cody had some solid matches. I don't think like right away his run, at least for myself, it was like, oh man, it's a bore or anything like that. I think as it kept going, that he wasn't having like the opponents that I cared for. I know he faced Solo, and that was fine. I thought he had a really good match with Logan Paul, and the stuff that he did with AJ was actually really, really, really good. I remember.
I think AJ was his best opponent.
It was his best opponent. I concur.
His best opponent throughout this entire run. I mean, Logan Paul is okay. Don't get me wrong; he's getting up there, but he's not. He's still not at the main event status he needs to be at. Even though he had a pretty decent run with the U.S. title. Kevin Owens, Solo Sikoa.
I thought the Kevin Owens stuff was cool. I mean, matter of fact, that match that they had at Royal Rumble, I thought it was a really good match. It
was an okay storyline. I'll give it that, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done more.
I guess my question would be, well, who's he supposed to lose to? Like, he faced everybody that you mentioned, right? He beat Gunther, Crown Jewel, right? He did everything that he could have done. I mean, Seth Rollins was going against him. CM Punk's going to go against him. Like, who is he? Like, what is he supposed to do with the people that he's been getting put in front of him?
And you know what? That's my thing.
No, you're absolutely right. He beat them. That's what's supposed to happen.
So just so be it that AJ Styles is probably his best match, but that's probably the best wrestler after maybe Kevin Owens could be the second best wrestler he actually went against.
But so look at Roman Reigns' historic title reign. Look at the opponents they gave him. The Fiend.
How many years was that thing, though? How many years was that?
That was 4.
He had a 4-year title reign. But even then, like early in his title reign,
close to 4. Yeah, it was 4. I'm sorry, I had to think about it.
It's about 4 years, but think about it. Early on in his run, he was taking on like real top guys. Like he beat Daniel Bryan and Edge at the same time. You beat the Fiend.
But that was after a few months. That wasn't right away. Yeah, that wasn't right away. No, because his real first opponent was Jey Uso. Yeah, exactly. And Jey was not even
Shinsuke Nakamura, and then Finn Balor. So the people that he was facing in the beginning weren't like, oh my god, what are we looking at? No.
Finn Balor maybe. Finn Balor maybe Finn Balor, because we did get Demon Balor, which was cool to see. Finn Balor, I would say Finn Balor maybe would be the start, but otherwise he was really,
what do you mean the start though?
I would say the start of when he started getting really high level named opponents, because then you had Edge and Daniel Bryan. Yeah,
that was before.
That was at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to say that was before he faced Finn.
Was it before he faced? All right, so
he pinned both of them, right?
Yep,
he pinned both of them. Yeah. Matter of fact, if Edge, I'm just real quick, if Edge and Daniel Bryan was still with WWE because they have a whole showcase mode for the Roman's family, that would have been one of the matches, and you get the double stacked pin, and that would have been cool. I just wanted to throw that out there, but go ahead, Mr. Baptiste.
Like he just Roman had a real lineup of opponents, and unfortunately, Cody didn't have the same type of treatment. Like, I'm not gonna say these guys were bums, but at best, upper level mid carders, with the exception of AJ. At best,
I think when you're the baby face and you're the champ. I do think it's a uphill battle rather than a hill. I think almost with a hill, and I guess it depends on the hill. They can make it work efficaciously. Or I'm sorry, mispronounced that word totally. But they make it look easy. I think Cody, I don't think he was a terrible champ. I don't think his run was what I thought it would be, but he was fine. And I do think him chasing the title would probably be better. And also too, it switches up everything for Cody, because I know a lot of people are tired of Cody as champion. They're ready for something new, which is hilarious because people are tired of Cody. But now they're like, yeah, we want that Cena run. Because I can tell you right now, 10 years ago, people were sitting here when Cena won, sucking their teeth. I know I was one of them. So I'm not even going to pretend. But
he was being shoved down our throat. Same thing with Cody. Just being shoved down our throat. Like, Cody really didn't do much as a champion. If you really think about it, this past year.
I agree with that. His reign could have been better. I do agree. I don't think it was awful, but it wasn't. He's not going to go down as one of my favorite face champions. And I think, and something to touch on what Rich Kings was saying, but you pretty much were saying Cody was working with what he got, right? Doing the best that he could with what he got, right? I concur with that. However, I would still sit here and say every chance I get, him being Gunther was just a total kick in the dick, because I did not need that to happen. But his reign, it could have been better. I do think that. But now we got Cody and John Cena going at each other at Mania. We're getting Captain America against U.S. Agent, right? That's pretty much what this is now. John Cena's U.S. Agent. That is fucking wild to me. Like, I don't think that was a sentence 10 years ago.
No, definitely wasn't even in the cards. It was a fart in the wind, and that's how it was.
Where the hell do you get these catchphrases? Fart in the wind. That is disgusting. We was all one of them when Cena was okay too. But that's really the show. It was a fun show. I'm still going to question. I think as I walk to Checkers, I'm going to sit here and say, why was Trevor Scott there? But it was a fun show. I'm going to think
every time.
Is that why The Rock keep doing? And see, Jeffrey's asking a really great question here. Why was Trevor even hitting Cody? Like, what did Cody do to you? What did he sit here and say? Like, well, I'm more of a Wiz Khalifa fan. Why do I know that name?
Listen, we wanted Travis Scott to do a little something, and he did a little something. If he just came to the ring just to hold a belt, we'd be like, what the hell was that? He got a couple of cheap shots in, as he should have. I kept it moving.
That wasn't staged.
Pat McAfee was on it. He knows good sage when he smells it. So he had to let go of the sage. He got to clear the room and go from there.
Trevor Scott's going to be my question, right? Travis Scott, like going forward, do we think that we're going to see Travis Scott again in this storyline? Like, that's my other question.
Of course.
I don't think he shows up a lot. I don't think so. I don't.
He's gonna show up a lot.
I think it's a one and done, but just for a celebrity match, or let's see him versus Bad Bunny. just want to see some kind of just like jumping around and fooling around. But Bad Bunny's a pretty good wrestler. He's a very good wrestler.
He's very. Matter of fact, my supervisor, when I said Bad Bunny, and he asked, "How do you know about Bad Bunny?" I said, "Because of wrestling," because I just didn't know about his music. But yeah, no. That should be interesting. It should be interesting to see how it all play out. But that's the show. I think we could sit here and talk for a long period of time, but I think we covered everything. We gave our thoughts, and I want to thank you, gentlemen, for the last 2 days. Yesterday, you helped me with the prediction show. Today, the review show, and we are on our way to the road of WrestleMania. So I'm sure we're going to do a prediction show, and I hope to have you guys back on here. Jean Baptiste, tell the people watching where they can find you if you want to be found, sir.
Desert Storm 459 on all platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, is Trevor Scott with you too?
Yes.
Okay.
Ziggy, play Goosebumps by Travis Scott.
No, don't do that because we get copyright for that.
Yeah, don't do that. Stop that.
Oh, yeah, Ziggy, stop.
Yeah, I had to mute him, but yo, bro.
What the fuck? The DMCA.
All right, my bad. I forgot about that. But yeah, Desert Storm 459 on all platforms. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Yeah, just all of that. You'll find me there.
What the fuck, bro?
What?
Mark, where can people find you?
Am I still muted? Oh,
no,
shit.
we can hear. You know, we can hear you.
God
oh my
damn it.
god! Oh my god, he's old. Mark,
Bloopers.
there's no bloopers on a live. Mark Wins, where can people find you?
Can I be heard now? No.
Yes, we hear you. Find me at Legend Number M on YouTube and on Instagram. Still working on content. By the time the 49 days is up, and we doing prediction shows and a potential review show for WrestleMania, if we do that, I'll have content there. So,
I love that.
Yeah, Marshall definitely has some content.
I love that.
Can be heard and seen. Good. All right, I fixed my technical difficulties, guys. What?
You are you are just 3 centuries of embarrassment. Why are you talking like this?
What I do?
Rich King's. I mean, shout out to Rich King because he's the most professional one here. He waited his turn. He was just ready. Where can people find you, sir?
On this lovely podcast.
See, I love that. That was fantastic. I know it's like 12. But you can, I love this cowbell so much. But you can find me here on the Big Pop Theory podcast as well. We're going to be doing episode 92 for the audio. It's going to be me and ShaySawyer, so we'll be able to hear her thoughts about this fun pay-per-view. We're going to talk about NXT and AEW. Doing UPR stuff. I do the NXT review show on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we're going to be doing Daredevil. Daredevil is going to be back on the air on Tuesdays. But once again, since I do the NXT review show, I can't do 2 shows at once because Disney does this weird thing where they just say, "Oh yeah, here's Netflix," but at 9:00. And meanwhile, there's 2 freaking episodes. Like, how am I gonna? A lot of stuff to do on Tuesday and on Thursdays. I do Invincible. We're down to the last 2 episodes, and that is fun. So catch me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. and stuff here for Big Pop. We have No, we don't have a Facebook. I'm lying. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. If you have any questions for the Gmail, hit us at the Gmail. I messed that all up. I butchered that. Hit us at Gmail at the Big Pop 3 Podcast at the Big Pop 3 Podcast at gmail.com. Thank you so much for that. You look very interested. There's going to be a lot of reaction to Cena and Jade on YouTube, and I'm going to be watching. Yeah, I'm probably going to stay up for a minute because they had a after show press conference or something like that, right? So I might check that out and see what. I might see how that's turning out. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you, gentlemen. I want to thank you, Jeffrey, for being in the. We're going to talk after the show. But we want to appreciate you guys for being in the chat, and we appreciate you guys. And we'll be back more for only Jade was on. Okay, and we'll be back more. I froze, so it's definitely telling me it's time to hang it up. So, everyone, wave goodbye. And we'll be back more for Big Pop stuff. Blah, blah, blah.